Hello there, welcome back to EU4. I'm playing as the Netherlands. It is 1815, and I've somehow got myself into a war against Ming, which I did not mean. But there's about 5.5 years left in the game, so let's just go all out. I've got 4 armies here in the homeland. I'm going to send them all marching towards Ming because I can. Somehow they've got all the access they need to the various lands up here. So, let's go on an adventure. It's a lot of marching. But, no, I don't want to use that. On the way they are, okay. And while they're making that perilous long journey, I've still got these issues here, locally. Let's go scare off some Macassan fleets. Now I could peace out now if I wanted to. And have white peace, but you know what? There's not much time left in the game. There's probably no real point trying to do anything else that I can see. So let's just do it. For the last few years of the game, this is having all-out war against Ming, of all people. I'm sure I'll regret it. Blockade! The people of Midag rely heavily on their port to supply the city with what it needs, but the blockade against Midag has cut off both many luxuries and some goods they claim are necessary to run the city. The people can hardly make do with naval supplies alone and are turning to the great stadtholder to find a solution. We will divert resources and get stuff delivered. It's Taiwan. Why about losing Taiwan? Do I want to lose Taiwan? But once I get this under control, I will send troops up north as well. Of cores have just kicked in. Get them to cross. There's another army there here I could technically use. No, not here. Here. I probably could take them. Maybe I will. Where's my big fleet? There they are. Let's go scare off these Ming ships. Let's start working up from the north. From the south, sorry. My other armies are making their massive journey. Where are they up to? Oh, that's how they get in there. Via Sweden. What a journey. What a journey. Shall I wait for reinforcements to come? Probably the smart thing to do. Now, I'm pretty sure I can end this war whenever I want. Freedom of the press. With the spread of popular literacy, a great number of cheap minor publications, pamphlets and chapbooks and similar have begun to circulate in greater numbers. While many of them are just popular ballads, stories or gossip, some are thinly veiled attempts at criticising the pillars of our state and the religious establishment. Don't mind me, just a few sneezes. The spread of a particularly immoral and political ballot has led to demands that we limit the press more harshly, and that we take disloyal printers and their products into our care. Yep, let's forbid it. Alright, now that they've landed, let's grab... Oh, hang on. Where'd they come from? Let's go clean out these Ming fellows. So can they just walk from there? No, they can't. These guys, though, can start the journey. Blockade. The people of Katapang rely heavily on their port to supply the city with what it needs, but the blockade against Katapang has cut off both many luxuries and some goods that they claim are necessary to run the city. People can hardly make do with ivory alone. They turn to the great stadtholder to find a solution. We'll divert resources. Alright, you guys can land. And you can meet them there. Okay, how are these armies up here going? They get in there. Church elders concerned. Senior elders in our church have expressed the opinion that the recent mass conversion to Protestantism was yet another sign of our Lord's divine wrath. Slightly more skeptical, government officials think that our policy of tolerance may be more a likely cause. No. Don't like that at all. Let's go to the next mill tech just to help this war a bit. The last one, why not? Field howitzer. Originally developed for siege purposes, the howitzer fired a high-angled projectile over the fortifications into the town inside. The field howitzer, a lighter, more mobile variant, would fire an explosive shell above enemy troops. Mixed with other artillery types, it added the effectiveness of artillery brigades. Increases a lot of artillery stuff. We look weak. Properly civilized countries do not allow petty commoners to attempt any time of serious thought. The eyes of the world are upon us. The world does not like what it sees. Lose 5 prestige. Diplotech 32 is the gold standard. The ongoing trade deficit between Europe and China has caused a shortage of silver bullion in Europe and all over the world. Switching from silver coinage to gold coinage will allow new coinage to enter circulation and get trade flowing in even greater amounts. Increases trade range and efficiency. And the last admin tech is for field rotation. My Secretary of State assures me that the switch to clover as a fodder crop and the addition of the turnip in a 4-field rotation will increase yields in agriculture. I'm inclined to promote this idea. And there it is. Tech is maxed out. How about that? Let's turn on war focus. Okay, you're going to there, you're going to there. Go to there. This fleet needs to break that blockade. Actually, let's break this blockade first. Oh, they've landed in Brunei. Those cheeky devils. It's okay, we're on your mainland. Let's just send these ships out anyway. It really is kind of all or nothing at this stage of the game. What's a general? That's not good. Especially if it's a sieging general. Just rotate these positions. At least they can land in Brunei, but they won't be able to get off. That's the goal. Mikasa want peace. I bet they do. Another general died. Alright, where's that? Yeah, blockade, there it is. Let's go put an end to that. Oh! All Chinese ships are here. Gennady protests are kicking up. So let's just... them happier the old-fashioned way. Like so. That should at least slow it down. Actually, into what would really lock it into place. Where is it? There it is. Stability. Local traders demand aid. Merchants and captains of trade vessels in Groningen have sent a representative to the government, describing the home as increasingly lawless land where piracy runs rampant and ships and ports are routinely raided by privateers. They argue that the government has neglected them and request funding to build defences against the growing threats. If this request is not granted, many feel like they've already lost too much. Take their business elsewhere. 100 ducats, a lot of stuff to say. 100 ducats. Local traders demand aid. This time it's in Zvaden. I'm not reading that again. I found a few rogue Chinese armies down here. It's odd. What are they doing down there? Alright. No. I destroyed all the Ming fleet. Maybe I have. There's 50,000 troops. They're also trying to come my way. Cruelty of mercenaries. War is seldom without brutality. Soldiers are not known for their mercy, but this war has seen some exceptionally vile behaviour on part of the occupying forces. It appears that mercenaries, unsatisfied with the wages we provide them with, have resorted to robbing the civilian population. Extortion by means of terror and torture has become commonplace. Dutch soldiers are reviled as well as feared, and stories of their atrocities spread beyond the borders of the war. Okay, they're all going various places. Where is the Ming fleet? I wonder. Yeah, if I can, they've got 50,000 troops there, but if that's all they're going to do is just sit there, then that's perfectly fine by me. Now I can build another army. Another mercenary army? No, not quite. I won't do the Maldives, so I don't make them any more unhappy. Oh, I probably should look that closer. That's just this thing. Move on through southern China. Oh. Cass's got some issues. It's going to hurt my war score, isn't it, if they take over? Ah. New general for you. That's annoying. It means I'm gonna have to go deal with them. Austria's allied with Ming. Really? How odd. Jeez, you've lost generals as well. Everyone's losing generals. Siege that down, please. We're going to take on this Ming army. They've got no general. Maybe I'll try and do that first. So that'll be a bit of an upset for them. Chengdu. Let's go siege it. I've been to Chengdu. Heathens in high places. The clergy have long objected to our use of heathens in high positions. When Hendrik Lodovic was made statesman, they objected loudly, and the objections have not grown any less adamant over time. Some leading religious scholars, both at home and abroad, are now denouncing the Great Republic for its blatant favoritism of non-Christian officials. We're not bow to demands of petty dilettantes, whatever. I've lost my alliance with province. Let's go over there. Ooh, a fight. Big fight, and I lost it. And this is where the Chinese numbers are gonna have their effect. Let's see if I can't scare off this little army. We're going to Chengdu this guy. Or was it those guys and they've been to it? Oh, I just got there, really? To siege that down now. That is so frustrating. Change of plans. Alright, I think we've had enough fun. Alright, being a continuing defeat, you're gonna give me war reps and money. Oh, what do I even do with all these guys? I can still at least get... Let's grab you three. Head home. You three. Head down there. I can still win the war against Makassar at least to finish up. That was all a bit pointless, but you know, it was a bit of fun in a way. Everyone wants access. Obviously, a lot of war in Europe at the moment. Calls for peace, yes, I know there is. I'll peace out soon. Shooting with Norway's over. The game is almost over. There we go. They're gone. More land for me. Call that up. Oh, a new rival. How about Ming? You can be my rival. Why not? These travelling armies going. There's a long march. They've marched from the Netherlands all the way to Mongolia, essentially. It's pretty epic. And as you can see, there's not really much happening now. Really just counting down the last few months of the game. At least I had a victory at the end. You know, I technically defeated Ming, so that's something. Maybe I got into concede defeat. That would have been funny. And that's how we're going to look at the end of the game with the Netherlands at least. But look at this. I got Dutch Iceland. I've got little colony in America. I've got Dutch Brazil. I've got South Africa, a little bit in the Sakalava, the Maldives, Sri Lanka, Southern India, Dutch Indonesia, Dutch Australia, Taiwan. Like, I've achieved quite a bit. So it's been a good game. I can't argue with the game. Can't say it hasn't gone well. I did every mission in the tree. Ticked all those boxes. Great power-wise. Got up to number 5. It's not bad since I started as a 3-province junior partner. And I went through a lot of issues. I went through civil wars. I went through massive crippling debt. And I'm quite happy with how this game has panned out. But really, I'm just waiting now. Local militias. Many military duties are not performed by the professional armies of the council, but rather by local militias based around the cities, castles and forts in the various parts of our country. These militias often know the local area well and provide very good value for money as garrisons, scouts and gatherers of intelligence, but their quality as regular troops are varied, to say the least. It has been suggested that we send professional soldiers to at least instruct all militias in the country and that we rely less on them when conducting operations in many areas. This would, according to our generals, lead to an increase in quality, make us less vulnerable to things we cannot control. It would, however, also most likely mean dismissing a great number of our reserve troops. Wow. That does not rely on local abilities. I can lose 50,000 manpower like that. Austria allied with Ming. It's such a weird alliance. I guess I was allied with Ming though for a while. So, go figure. But it's like a presence over here. They don't. Sweden finished up quite big. Russia never really got going. The Ottomans stretched into Russia quite a lot. Who owns Moscow? Oh, Russia just hold Moscow. Wow, Sweden almost took Moscow. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, the Ottomans definitely finished pretty strong. And Austria as well, I guess. France were not quite knocked off the mainland, but very much were. Anatomical theatre. Local doctors in Graf Rheinet have begun to pay good money to study fresh corpses. The physicians claim this allows them to improve their knowledge of the human body, documenting it for the betterment of mankind. Improving the grasp of human anatomy is not an argument that impresses locals when the graves of recently deceased are found open in the morning, however. The citizens of Graf Rheinet now demand that we restrict these horrible practices and that we put a stop to the grave robbers. Yeah, restrict the doctors. Where are my armies? Are they home yet? Nope. No, they're taking a shortcut this time. They're going through Austria. Trust your neighbour. Although citizens are encouraged to show trust and good faith in their exchanges, the reality in many nations is that it's a risk people cannot afford to take. This, however, is not the case in the Netherlands. We have successfully stamped out corruption on so many levels in society. People not only trust officials to do their jobs without extra help or a bribe, but they also trust each other more in general exchanges. This general belief in the honesty of others is the very thread from which the fabric of society is woven, and our country is a shining example of it. Lower state maintenance. That's the general. What's my fleet doing? Hey, my new fleet that I made. Go to English Channel. My massive Uber fleet. Maybe I can just... Let's get the white ships. Do one more lap of the Lubeck Sea. Another general died, jeez. Austria is the new HRE Emperor. So they start the game as Emperor and they will finish the game as Emperor. Good for them. Better the Maldives. No point in starting a new one. And there it is. That is the end of the game. November 1444 through to January 1821. I finished off 8 groups of ideas. Only 37 prestige. That was finished a bit low. All 32 texts on each tree. 114 provinces. I had the largest army in the world, the 4th largest navy, the 8th most provinces, 3rd highest province value, the highest income, and the highest trade income. That's not really surprising. And a score of 16,000, so it's quite high up on that score listing, whatever that really means. What's that button do, I wonder? Not too sure. Alright, well, that is the end of the campaign. Next episode I'll go through the timeline, as I like to do. And we'll see how my little nation started and how it grew over the course of the game. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate your support. Come back next time for the final episode of my EU4 campaign. See you then.